A puzzle. Please join me in welcoming Ken.
Yep. Imagine you're struggling to solve a puzzle. And the more you struggle to solve it, the more frustrated you become. The more frustrated you become, the more you start to doubt yourself and say, what's wrong with me? Why can't I solve this thing? Do you know that feeling? Have you had that feeling? That happened to me on the 4th of July weekend. But I learned something from struggling to solve that puzzle that you might find useful when you have to solve puzzles in your life. And you'll hear about that a little later. 4th of July weekend, I went to a standard 4th of July barbecue. Outdoors, back of somebody's house, 30 people, all sitting around a picnic table, drinking beer, eating barbecue chicken, talking with each other. Many of them knew each other, having a good time. The host, though, friendly man about my size, most of the friends there were his friends, felt he needed to do something to liven up the event. And after about 2 hours, he brought out puzzles. You probably know these kind of puzzles. Blocks of wood that are in a shape that you take apart the pieces and then you got to stick them back together again. They had all kinds of angles. Another puzzle that looked like two bent nails really locked in like this, that at first didn't seem possible to get apart. And then the one that was the real puzzle. Two horseshoes, big U-shaped pieces of metal, connected on each leg by a piece of chain, and around the center a big ring. Have you ever seen a puzzle like that?
Mm-hmm.
You said?
Yes.
Yes, you've seen that, right? The reason it's a puzzle is you're supposed to somehow get that ring to which the chains are passing off of that set of horseshoes. When I first looked at it, I thought, impossible. There's no way that little ring is going to come off big horseshoes with chains in between. The host, who obviously knew the solution to this puzzle, took it and went. And I was impressed. Wow, how did he do that? He put the ring back on. And then he handed it to the person next to him on the other side of the table. And that person, the ring came off. The ring was back on. And I started to get tense because I saw that puzzle was going around the table. Eventually it was going to get to me. And I don't know about you, but I hate puzzles like that. I've always struggled with them. Frankly, I've always thought of them as some kind of intelligence test. And if I can't figure the puzzle out, there must be something wrong with me. I don't want to deal with that. And I could see that the puzzle was coming around. And sure enough, it's going around, people going. Finally, it gets to the lady right next to me. And before she does it, she says, hey, let's give it to the professor to do. The pressure was on, right? Not only am I a professor, I'm a professor of mechanical engineering, mechanical things. I should be able to do this kind of stuff. Hand me the puzzle. And a woman across the way, in order to help me, says, oh, just keep twisting it till the ring comes off. So, ring doesn't come off. Ring doesn't come off. Ring doesn't come off. I'm getting frustrated. Now I'm thinking, what is wrong with you? Everybody's looking at you. It turns out by that point, no one was looking at me. They lost interest. It was taking me so long to solve this, they went back to talking. But now I was frustrated. I said, Ken, you've got to solve this. And just when I was about to burst, my girlfriend Selena, sitting next to me, blonde, friends with all the people there, leans over and says, Ken, just Google it. Take out my little phone, Google horseshoe ring puzzle. Sure enough, there's a YouTube video with someone who looks like he's 13 years old going. And he sort of looked like he twisted it this way, held it up like this way, shook it like that. I couldn't hear the words, so I couldn't solve it on that spot. But I realized there's the solution. I don't have to solve this. I could Google it and find someone else who knew the solution. Now that's true for the puzzles in my life and the puzzles in your life. You don't have to solve every puzzle in your life. You don't have to go through this, what's wrong with me? Why can't I solve this problem or this puzzle? You could Google it. Now, as you know, not everything you find on Google is correct. And things you find there could be very wrong. But the act of Googling something is really what the solution is. You're looking to find an expert who knows the answer. There are other ways besides Googling it, but Google it stands for find someone who knows. And that changed my perspective. No longer do I have to think, what is wrong with you, Ken? As soon as there's a problem, I'm going to go find an expert. Now, if you have problems in life, you could still go through this, what's wrong with me? Why can't I solve it? How am I going to solve it? And you go through that whole kind of thing. Or, if you want to feel better about yourself, if you really want to solve this problem, if you want those other people at the party to look at you like, oh, okay, he knows what he's doing, then just Google it. Find the answer.